Voters in 4 states, including Maine, heading to the polls today to decide who will represent their parties in November's midterm election.
It's a big day. We have 3 big races in our state: governor, U.S. Senate, and Congressional District 2. Starting with the 5 Democrat candidates running for governor in Maine, we have Shenna Bellows, Troy Jackson, Angus King III, Hannah Pingree, and Dr. Nirav Shah, who, of course, served as Maine's director of the CDC.
Now, the 7 Republican candidates running for governor are Jonathan Bush, Bobby Charles, David Jones, Garrett Mason, Ben Midgley, Robert Wessels, and Owen McCarthy.
And then the race for U.S. Senate, whom you just saw there, Graham Plattner and David Costello, challenging incumbent Republican Susan Collins.
And in the race for Congressional District 2, 4 Democratic candidates vying for the nomination to run against former Governor Paul LePage. He's on the Republican side, running unopposed. Those Democrats you're seeing are Joe Baldacci, Matt Dunlap, Paige Loud, and Jordan Wood.
Now, polling centers are expected to open as early as 6 o'clock this morning. To make sure you have everything you need before voting, we have Leanne Stapleton in Portland with some general reminders, and Katie Delaney is here in the studio to explain ranked choice voting. So we're going to start with Katie this morning. Hi, Katie.
Hi, Sharon and Lee. Hello. All ranked choice voting is being used in all of those races that you did just mention. When you fill out the ballot, you can rank candidates in order of preference. First choice votes are counted first. If a candidate wins more than 50% of those votes, they win the race. If not, the rankings come into play. The last place candidate gets eliminated and their votes get redistributed to those voters' next choice. That process continues until one candidate gets a majority and wins. Chief Deputy Secretary of State Kate McBrien says we can't know for sure which races will go into those rounds of ranked choice calculations, but she says the races for governor, with 5 Democrats and 8 Republicans on the ballots, as well as the CD2 Democratic primary, could have multiple rounds. Having to recalculate those votes takes longer to get results.
You know, if it's a statewide race, like if it's the gubernatorial race, I'm expecting we won't have results until the week after the election. We're going to push really hard to have some results by the Juneteenth holiday. If it's Congressional District 2, that might be a little bit sooner.
In our next half hour, I'll break down how to fill out a ranked choice ballot and show you what this process can look like. Now we're going over to Leanne Stapleton this morning with more of what you need to know before you go to the polls today. Good morning, Leanne.
Hey, good morning, Katie. So as we mentioned earlier, polls around the state can open as early as 6 a.m. or they can open as late as 8 a.m. It depends on where you live. Here in Portland, locations open at 7. Now, for the primary election, voters will be deciding to who will get their party's nomination in several different races, including Maine governor, a seat in the U.S. Senate, and 2 seats in the House of Representatives. Now, if you're already registered to vote, you'll be given the ballot for that party. For example, if you're registered as a Republican, you can only vote for Republican candidates. If you're not enrolled in the party, you can pick which one you'd like to vote for. Maine does have same-day registration, so if you're registering to vote at the polls, you do need to bring some form of ID or proof of residency. If you're voting by absentee ballot and it's not in the mail already, you have to bring that ballot to your polling location. They need to be in the hands of poll workers by 8 p.m., which is when polls across the state close. And just a reminder, you won't be able to vote for independent voters today. The primary is just to vote for the party's nominee. Live in Portland this morning, Leanne Stapleton, News Center Maine. Sharon?
All right, thank you, Leanne. And if your polling place happens to be in the Bangor area, the city's transit system is helping voters get there for free. The Community Connector will serve 6 different cities and towns today. Fares are free on all routes all day, so even if you aren't voting, you can still take advantage of a free ride. You can view schedules online. And if you're on the go, you can still access all of News Center Maine's voting resources. They're available on our website and mobile app.
Yeah, later on tonight, we'll have political analysts in studio along with our own reporters as the votes all get tallied. And you can catch us from the moment the polls close, which is 8 o'clock, of course, in Maine, right through our regular 11 o'clock newscast. We'll be broadcasting live on air and as well as our News Center Maine streaming app.